Hello everybody, thanks for watching another one of my videos. Today's just going to be a recap of what I did yesterday. It was supposed to be the grand reveal of my boys' workbench, but that kind of fell a little flat thanks to nap time, as you'll see at the end of this one. So yesterday, I don't know if anyone caught on, but I did some live forging over Facebook. I made a cutlery set for Mom to take reenacting. It was a fun little project, I'd never tried it before, so I gave it a shot. I used some 3/8 square mild steel for the fork and spoon, and then I used some 1/2 inch round coil spring for the knife. Here you can just see me working working the fork and spoon together. For the next time I do these, I'm going to do them a little bit differently. Obviously the ideal way to forge the spoon would be to use either a swage block or using a piece of hardwood as a swage, where you can have the bowl shape of the spoon carved into it and hammer in and get a lot more uniform and a lot cleaner. I just did mine all freehand on the anvil, and it's a little rough. It's not perfect by any means, but Mom seems to like them, so it'll make a really good Mother's Day gift. Similarly with the tines on the fork, they came out a little long. It almost looks more like a serving fork than an eating fork, but again, it will serve the purpose. And finally, I did a flat scroll on the back part of both the fork and spoon, and not really happy with how it turned out. I would do something a bit different, either a square scroll or just a round, to finish it off, give it something to hang. A little bit easier to do, a little bit not quite as clunky, and just a bit nicer overall. So I didn't catch any shots of forging the knife, but this is, again, just the end bit of the fork and spoon while I was live streaming, hence only the one angle here. Used my ball peen to dish the body of the spoon out, and then just kind of rounded the edges over, or knocked the edges over. Here's the finished set of cutlery before wire wheeling and cleaning. This is it after I hit them with a bit of a wire wheel, cleaned them up nice. Took my knife to my bench grinder just to get the initial, well, what I'll call the initial bevels in. I'm no bladesmith, so I knocked the material down a little bit here on the bench grinder before going into the heat treat. I tip my hat to the true bladesmiths that do this all the time. It's a laborious process. While the knife for the set was normalizing prior to hardening, I put my boys' workbench together. So this is just screwing the top down onto the frame, and went a little overboard, as you can see. It's quite secure. They're not knocking this thing off anytime soon, and in the event of a tornado in Lindsay area, they can hide under it. But there it is, all set up at the end of my workbench. There I am, just putting a little vise on there. I've got a 3.5 inch record vise that I got as part of a lot of things. There's been hanging around my workshop for years, actually. I think it was all rusty and seized, so I freed it up, cleaned it up, gave it a coat of spray paint. And it actually looked really nice. If it wasn't for the size, I'd put it on my own bench, but I've got a 6.5 already. So there's the final bench for the boys. It was a fun little project, and that varathane gives it a bit of an amber sheen, so it even makes 2x6 look good. Here's the quenching for the hardening of the knife. That's just vegetable oil I'm using there. And then cleaning off the edges so I can see the temper colors run on the blade. I initially tried doing this by getting a piece of bar stock about 3/8 thick and 2 inches wide, heated up. But the back of the blade and the handle have a slight cant from one another, so it was hard to get an even heat. So I just did a little bit of a redneck heat treat. You can kind of see the temper colors here. It's hard to photograph. It's a dark straw. Not meant to be a chopper or a heavy use knife. It's just a table knife, so that should hold. And the blade's not perfectly straight. I think that comes mainly from my forging and not from any bend in the heat treat. It went in really thick. I don't think it bent that much. But again, serviceable. And there's the completed set, oiled down with some vegetable oil and ready to go.
Alright, Connor, come here, buddy.
No.
No? Come take a look at your workbench. No, you don't want to look at your workbench? It's all done. Come see. No. Is it because of the camera? Pretty cool. What do you think? What do you think, Connor?
Fancy.
Fancy, eh? Gonna build all kinds of cool stuff there with Daddy?
No.
Yeah. Was that a yes or a no?
No.
You're not gonna build cool stuff with Daddy? Oh, so I should get rid of the bench then? Yeah, you want me to get rid of the bench?
I want on a bench.
You want on the bench?
Yeah.
You want to sit on it like a stool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this far. That concludes part 5 of the Workbench series. Not quite the reaction I was hoping to get from the boys, but what do you want after being grumpy and tired from an afternoon nap? I'm sure they'll enjoy it a bit more once they're a little, more awake, hopefully. Anyway, thanks for watching. You'll be a link up in, I think I'm up around this side from one of my past videos, and the subscribe button will be over here. Take a look at the videos, leave a comment, let me know how it's going, let me know what you think, let me know what you want to see me make. Till next time, thanks a lot.